This is a really fucking good game. Hey everyone, so I'm going to be doing a game review today, and it's a game that I did finish the story about 5-6 months ago. I haven't completed it yet because I'm kind of on and off with it, and that game is Ghost of Tsushima by Sucker Punch, released in I think it was July 2020. So Ghost of Tsushima is a open world samurai game, and I really have not heard of that many samurai games, to be honest. I did hear of the game called Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and I heard that was kind of like, it was related to like the Dark Souls game, so I'm not sure whether that game was developed by From Software. I haven't played it, but I do think that was a linear samurai style game. This is more like this is definitely an open world samurai game, kind of similar to something like, let's say, like the Witcher 3 or even Grand Theft Auto. I have always been surprised that even that the Assassin's Creed series hasn't delved into the samurai feudal Japan type of era setting with their games, because they've almost done everything at this point. I mean, they've done Renaissance Italy with the Ezio games. They've done the original game, the Altair, was set in the Middle East. Then you have like Assassin's Creed Unity, which I think was set in like Victorian England, and then you had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is set in Valhalla, Viking territory era, something, you know. This game definitely knows what it's doing, and it's done its research to give you as much as an authentic samurai experience as possible. Now, first off the bat, this game is gorgeous. It is one of the best looking PS4 games I've ever played, right up there with like Uncharted 4, The Lost Legacy, and The Last of Us Part 2. It is a very graphically impressive game. It does a lot of wind simulation in this game. There are many occasions where you will see individual petals of leaves and flower petals just, you know, float across the landscape. Sucker Punch really do know how to like use the PS4's hardware to its absolute limit, because I do think that this really was, probably along with The Last of Us 2, the final major hit for the PlayStation 4. So basically the story of the game is you play as a Japanese Joe called Jin, and he is trying to free the island of Tsushima from the invasion of the Mongols, which was actually a real type of enemy that used to invade Japan in real life back in probably, I think it was like the 1200s. So all of this was happening alongside all the medieval stuff, castles and like the Crusades in Europe. So I think that was happening simultaneously at the same time. So it kind of works just like most other open world games, where you go to various locations on like the map and starts a lengthy mission where you have to liberate a certain town, a certain location, a certain farm, and almost all of these missions involve fighting the Mongols, and every mission paints a story forward. You learn a bit more about the characters, about Jin and about Yuna, and more about this world is opened up to you. And there are many activities that you can do on the side, like there are these things called like fox dens, where you have to follow the fox across certain terrain, and it will lead you to a certain shrine. And each time you find a shrine, you get to like add like a little perk to Jin. There are several different types of perks, like I think like stealth perks, attack perks, armor perks, and sometimes you get to unlock, you know, new armor, new sword, like skins basically, sword art. And I mean, there is very little branching story in this, like in other games like The Witcher 3. And you can tell that building a game like that is extremely time consuming, and why so few games do this, which is why The Witcher 3 is one of the exceptions. But there are several light choices that you can make, usually involving dialogue. Every now and then when you're in like a dialogue, if you're like maybe riding along horseback with like or like a different character, every now and then like you get to press the X button or like the circle button to choose what Jin will say in that certain moment. I don't really think that these options really have like a long impact on like where the story will head. I think it's just basically just choosing what he gets to say, and it's nothing really more than that. But I mean, this game isn't an RPG like The Witcher 3. It's basically another open world game with very few real RPG elements. I mean, you do level up in this game, but you can't really use that level up to like spend perk points to unlock new abilities like you can in The Witcher 3 or like in Skyrim. It's more just like, you know, just to get more and more powerful, and each time you level up your rank increases, like your name changes, and the name gets like a little bit better and better and better every time you level up. But what this game mainly is focused on, apart from the exploration and the beautiful world design, the world is really very nice looking in this game. It's not too big. It's just big enough to feel like it's like epic in scale, and there's many locations. But the island is really thin and long, so it's open and feels big without immediately feeling overwhelming or like confusing of where you got to go. I mean, like The Witcher 3 on the other hand like has multiple different regions that you can travel to, and most of these regions, minus a couple, are very large and well thought out regions. This game is split into 3 different regions that you unlock as you progress through the story, and there are many missions and side missions, side quests and things to uncover and explore. Alongside with the fox dens, you get to, there are hot springs where every time you sit in one you get to reflect on something and your maximum health increases a tiny bit. I always like this. I really do like how the game, not just in the hot springs, but also like you can make a haiku as well. And I don't really think these really add to your character or really like make you more powerful, but they're nice that they put them in anyway, because I always like these little segments. It's not all just action and, you know, sword fighting and blood and guts and stuff like that. You really get to like have moments just to sit down and just take this world in and relax. And I appreciate games that allow you to, you know, slow down and smell the roses and just appreciate things without just, you know, action. The story itself in this game is really top notch as well. It has some really good voice acting, like at least to video game standards, because a lot of games you really don't have voice acting that's really up to par, but this one was pretty good. And the great thing about this is you can also listen to it entirely in Japanese as well. I've only done this a tiny bit. Maybe if I come around to replaying the game over again, which I probably will eventually, I will listen to it in the Japanese language. And also a nice side touch to this is that there's this thing called the Kurosawa Mode, where when you turn this on, it's all black and white with like old-fashioned film grainy effects. And also talking about Kurosawa, this game actually brought him to my awareness. As you know, I really love film, and through this game I got to learn about, I mean, I did know about Seven Samurai for a while, though it was through this game that I finally was able to track down a copy of it and watch it. And And of course, it's an amazing movie. I mean, for like 1954, it's just it's out of this world. 10 out of 10. Definitely see it if you haven't seen it already. Even though it is pretty hard to come across these days. And overall, so yeah, this game does inspire quite a bit, and a lot of you can see that it wasn't just another run-of-the-mill open world adventure like a lot of these Ubisoft games that are coming out now. You can really tell that a lot of time and care was put into this experience, really paying homage to the samurai movies of old, definitely towards Akira Kurosawa. And the great thing about this is this game, just like me, is going to bring the awareness of Kurosawa's films to a modern audience, which is great. Overall, a top-notch story, an incredible world, no RPG elements, but this isn't supposed to be an RPG. I really have nothing to fault about this game. It's really basically perfect about what it's supposed to achieve, what it's supposed to do. Very entertaining. And for that, I really can't give it anything less than a 10 out of 10, a perfect score. Because it really is one of the best open world games I've ever played, and definitely one of the best PS4 exclusive games I've ever played. Definitely the best exclusive PS4 open world game, apart from Spider-Man 2018, which also I would safely say is possibly leans somewhere between a 9 to a 10 out of 10 to me. That's also an almost perfect game in my opinion. So, is this worth buying a PlayStation 4 for? I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe, I think so. Though it is now out on PlayStation 5, so if you have a PlayStation 5 as well, this is definitely a must-buy. And it probably will compel a lot of people to buy PlayStation because I want to experience this game, just like with Naughty Dog's Uncharted and the Last of Us games. So it is a really good experience. It's definitely worth your time and money. I really can't recommend it enough. It is an awesome game, and it's definitely one that you should definitely try out. So that's my review of Ghost of Tsushima. If you like my game reviews, definitely let me know, and I'll definitely make some more when I get around to playing some more games. I was wanting to get Horizon Forbidden West. I haven't played the first one, but I am interested in seeing what this game is all about, and it does look like another really nice open world game. Maybe this will be truly the last PS4 hit. But I think Ghost of Tsushima was the last PS4 hit before the PS5 was released, because Horizon Forbidden West is now available on PS4 and PS5. So if I get that game, which I probably eventually will, I will definitely let you know what I think of that game too once I finish it. So thank you, thanks for watching, and as always, take care.